the Chief Returning Officer for the University of Alberta Students' Union. Welcome to the Myer Horowitz Forum. Thank you so much for coming today, and for those of you who are following us on the live stream. Today, all of the races for the 2016 Executive and Board of Governors election, along with the Gateway Plebiscite Yes side, will have an opportunity to speak at the forum.
Hi everyone, my name is Fahim Rahman and I'm running to be your Students' Union President. I care about 4 things, and they're mental health, student financial aid, experiential learning, and student groups. But I want to talk about how I'm different from the other candidates. I know throughout this campaign, I won't be called the angriest candidate, and I won't be called the most charming. But that's not who I'm trying to be. I'm the smartest candidate because I really care about your financial background. And I'm not going to advocate for across-the-board cuts to tuition, but instead a better financial aid system that takes into consideration your financial background before deciding how best to support you. I also care a lot about your ability to succeed and get a job after you graduate, because it means nothing if you can't pay off your student debt. And so I'd really like to see more work experiences for students as soon as before they graduate, because it gives you a huge leg up on the competition who might just have a bachelor's degree. If you can say, I've already worked for a company and I already have training. So if you want a Students' Union president that cares about your financial background, isn't going to advocate for one-size-fits-all solutions, and also wants to see you get a job after you graduate, check out my platform at votefahim.com and ask me any questions. This Wednesday and Thursday, make sure you believe in Fahim and vote Rahman for president.
Hey everyone, so like Jessica said, my name's Cody. I'm also running to be your president. So this race has been really exciting and a lot of fun for me. It's really difficult to run against 2 of your best friends, and we've worked together all year. A lot of what we're promising kind of falls in the same realm because we've worked on a lot of things together. But today, I'm going to tell you why I'm the best candidate for it and where the differences are. So, with tuition, it is true that I am asking for lower tuition. I think that it is possible. I think that when you have high tuition and high grants available, it can still cut out some of the lowest class people that aren't able to get an education or go and apply because they're too busy working through high school. And a lot of the time people, when governments are facing budget shortfalls, the first thing to cut will be those grants, and then we're still left with high tuition. When we're looking at student experience and the student voice, of course a lot of us care about students, making sure that they speak for students. Only students can do that, and not the university, not the administration. But I think where I'm different on that is that I believe that there is a time for compromise, but sometimes students really do need to stand up and be able to say that whether it's a faculty association, a residents association, student groups in general, that we do get to do that ourselves. Also, campus equity, the only one really talking about it, making sure that students feel safe and included. This is our home. VoteCody.com is the place to go. Make sure you vote next week. Cody for president. Thank you.
So last year, I came up on this stage and I asked the question, who do you want sitting across the table from Jim Prentice? Thankfully, that's no longer relevant. But also, I don't think it's relevant to this race as well. I think when you're looking at a president, you're looking for questions like, who do you want to sit across the table from President Turpin? Who do you want sitting on the Board of Governors and representing your one vote? And who do you want at a student group event on a Saturday night or a Tuesday night being the face of an organization? I think what it really comes down to actually is about versatility. Who is going to be the most versatile as a president, and who's going to adapt to the things that are happening around them? Because we all have great platforms, honestly. All 3 of us, I think, have good platforms. But at the end of the day, sometimes you don't get a choice. Sometimes you have to adapt and react to what's happening around you. And you have to do that, not as a moderator, but as a leader, and somebody that's able to make decisions with the best information possible. What that also means is that you need to have context for what's happening externally, what's happening within the university, and what's happening within the organization as a students' union, and be able to see that big picture. This last year was probably one of the most turbulent years that a VPX has ever seen. We've had to change a lobby priority that we've had for the last 40 years, and it's taken a lot of effort, and I think I've learned a lot from that. I think I can take that in the future and become an adaptive and evolving president because of the experiences that I've had before, and I think that's what we need. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name's Marina Bannister, and I'm running for Vice President Academic. Over the past few weeks, I've gotten the opportunity to talk to a lot of students about the different academic issues that are making or breaking their university experience. I've talked to engineers who want science minors but can't because interdisciplinary program options are extremely limited. I've talked to CSJ students who are tired of jumping through hoops to get experiential learning opportunities. And I've talked to nurses who have a hard time balancing their academic workload with their extracurricular responsibilities when they're in clinical placements. And the common theme that runs through all of this is a lack of flexibility in their education. You'll see the university is offering cookie-cutter degrees for multi-dimensional students, and that's just not who we are as a generation. We want flexibility. You'll see that many candidates in the last 10 years of VPA elections run on the glitzy promises of cheaper textbooks and better representation. I'm not running because I think that we should try and make everything we're doing a little bit better. I'm running because the Students' Union needs a strong VP academic to make sure students' concerns are forefront in determining how education is delivered at the U of A. You get the opportunity on March 2nd and 3rd to vote for a VP academic to represent your academic issues, and I hope you vote for me, Marina Bannister. Thank you.
My name is Tom Patrick, and I'm hoping to be your next Vice President Academic. Before I decided that I was going to run, one of the big questions that I asked myself was, what type of VPA do I want to be? And some of the values I came up with were that I want to be honest, I want to be realistic, I want to have a plan for change, and I want to be able to make sure that change can actually happen. And so in particular, one of the things I've been thinking about was how I don't want to try to half-ass do a dozen things. I want to fully commit to just a couple of issues. So when I put together my platform, that's what I tried to do. I think two of the biggest issues that fundamentally affect the way students experience university are the amount that students have to pay for their textbooks and the quality of instruction that they receive. In my platform, I think that I've laid out a pretty good plan on how we're going to make tangible steps on both of these fronts, so I would encourage you to read my platform on my website, tp4vp.com. In terms of all the other issues that exist, because make no mistake, there are tons and tons of issues that could be addressed. I think the way the Vice President Academic is supposed to address these is by working with the student representatives who already exist. And so that's what I plan on doing. I plan on putting the tools into the hands of students so that they can address problems that are specific to their faculty or their residents or their community to make sure that students from every demographic have a good chance at having their issues heard and addressed. So that's my plan as Vice President Academic. Again, please read my platform, read my opponent's platforms, see what jives with you, and then make sure you vote on March 2nd.
Hi everybody, my name is Reed Larson, and yes, I am a candidate in this year's Student Union elections running for Vice President External. I'm really surprised at the gateway because they didn't notice in my posters that I was actually wearing a really bland dad sweater. And I've been wearing that exact same sweater all week, and they also haven't noticed I've been wearing the literally exact same outfit for 7 days now, and nobody has commented. Now, the reason why I mention that, and why it's important to me to mention it, is because that's who I am. That is genuinely who I am. I will wear that same sweater and this same outfit forever now. Now, why that's important is because that is genuine who I am, and what I genuinely believe, and what I've been talking to people about all week, is I believe the successful representation of our student community begins with the vote. It begins with all of you, not us up here. It begins with you coming out and being a part of our community. All of these platform points, all of these people who want to do things for you, they need your help and they need you to come out and vote with them. So before I get to my platform, I'm going to ask all of you what I've been asking people all week, which is engage with your friends and ask them to vote. Because we're all here because we already care. What we need to do is engage those people around us. Now, what I want to accomplish is mental health services funding, employment opportunities for both undergraduates and recent graduates, regulating tuition through making sure that our mandatory non-instructional fees do not waiver, and finally making sure we have housing both on it.
Everyone, so my name is Mike Sandari, and over the past week, a lot of people have been wondering why these gloves. Now, I am a boxer, as was my father who taught me. And my father, he's a military refugee. He ended up on the wrong side of a coup, and he was marked for death. That's how he came here. My mother is the hardest working person that I know. She graduated with honors from the Philippines and came here looking for a better life, only to find that her degree was worthless. She now works 16-hour days. That's how I came into boxing. Boxing came into my life because my parents knew that it would develop me and it would make me the kind of person who's honest, who has integrity. Because it would make me the kind of person who keeps the promises that they make. Now, this year I've been running on 3 things. Affordable education, because I know exactly what it's like to worry about the cost of tuition. I'm running on more employment opportunities because I know exactly what it's like to need to have a job. And I've been running on more mental health, or better access to mental health, because I want to ensure that no student on this campus ever harms themselves again. Now, I'm running because I'm honest, because these are things that I want to make happen within the year. And that's why I hope that on March 2nd and 3rd, you walk into that ballot box and you choose to make it Mike. That you choose Mike Sandari to become your next VP External because I am the best candidate for you, because you know that I'm trustworthy, because you know that I'm honest and that I'm dependable.
Thank you, Mike.
Good afternoon, everyone. So my name is Patrick Kahina, and I'm running for Vice President External. The reason why I'm running is because I believe fundamentally that post-secondary education shouldn't be another death sentence. It should be a way to move out of poverty, the great equalizer of opportunity. It should provide us for a way to have a better life than our parents, which is why many of us came to university in the first place. How am I going to do that? Well, you know, we all talk on this stage about regulating mandatory non-instructional fees, and we talk about increasing low-income, middle-income grants. That's all well and good. But the problem is, when government changes, those priorities are going to change as well. So we need to make sure that we put in a legislation or a framework that will allow for students across this country, not only Alberta, to access post-secondary education regardless of their financial background. If you are capable, academically capable, and you're intelligent, and you want to come to university, the amount of money your parents make or the amount of money you have in your bank account shouldn't determine whether you can come here or not. There are so many people that are barred from having this opportunity of being on the stage that if we were able to give them that opportunity, if we were able to provide them with the funds that they need, we could create a university that is engaged, that is wholesome, and that will look forward to the future.
Good afternoon, fellow students. My name is Timur Malik, and the results of this race will determine the direction in which our Students' Union will be heading. We need to recognize there are some challenges ahead. 65% of SU staff is paid below $15, and with the minimum wage increasing, that's going to put the burden on our revenue, it's going to put the burden on our budget. With the $3 increase per semester for every student for the next 3 years, only covers 60% of that deficit. The rest, 40%, falls in the hands of the SUEP Operation Finance. There's some great ideas out there in my race, but with Dewey's losing $89,798 and undergrad losing $44,678 in 2015, it is of utmost importance that SUVP Operation Finance sticks to its portfolio and makes sure the businesses are run efficiently. To put that into perspective, that number I just said, it could pay the tuition for the first 3 rows right here. That's the number right here. So as SUVP Operation Finance, I have to ensure the businesses are successful, our services are cost effective,
15 seconds.
And aided by sponsored funding. And at the same time, we need to invest in long-term revenue new sources of revenue, just not on North Campus, but on Augustana, on Campus St. John. So on March 2nd and 3rd...
Thank you, Tamer.
Hello, everyone. First of all, thank you, Tamer, but I want to tell you guys that we were running a deficit at Dewey's, but this is the first year we actually made a profit out of it. By the way, my name is Sazan. I'm running for your Vice President Operations and Finance. As you guys all might know, that VP Operations and Finance are responsible for operating our businesses, and increasing our revenues, profits, by reducing our costs. So all of my ideas on my platform is about increasing our revenues and increasing our profits, because it'll be, if I like that, it'll be my job, right? So my first idea is I want to bring festivals to our university. It'll be a unique, because we don't have that much festivals. We have a huge multicultural diversity in our university. We are not taking advantage of it, right? So the second idea we have, it is, I want to establish student discount services, and it will be a unique service, and it will work for students trying to get discounts from businesses on campus and off campus. Then other idea that I have is, it's about tuition fee. I want a fixed tuition fee, which will be again a solution to tuition fee instead of fighting with government and trying to get a reduced fee from government, which is kind of.
Thank you, Hassan.
And my name is.
Hello, everybody. My name is Robin Patches, and I'm running to be your next VP Operations and Finance. I'm running on a platform of implementable, easy ideas that not only identify student problems, but then also solves them. I have the experience necessary to be qualified for this position, and it's allowed me to form these multiple ideas that not only take student problems, but then also solve them. I have 3 key problems that I want to solve if I'm elected, and that is access to fresh and healthy food. Second is making sure that SU facilities not only work for students, but work in the light of student needs. And third is I want to make sure that all students feel safe 120% of the time. I want to do this by ensuring that there is lots of healthy food options on campus, but people know what their options are too. I want to make sure that SU facilities not only are affordable and accessible for student groups, but they're also tailored to student needs through consultation. And last, I want to make sure that students feel safe all across campus, on satellite campuses, and even in the gym. So on March 2nd and 3rd, I'd like you to ask yourself this key question. Which candidate in my race presents implementable, easy ideas that address student problems and solve them? On March 2nd and 3rd, that candidate is Robin Patches. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Levi Flaman, and as Jessica has mentioned, I am running for Vice President Student Life. Now, out of everybody here today, how many people were at the Wayne Lee show back in September? Those of you who were here, or the people who have seen pictures and videos, you might recognize me. And I do apologize, but you're not going to see me prance around on stage to single ladies. You're not going to see me give a lap dance to anybody in the front row. You won't see me cuddle any of my fellow candidates, nor will you see me kneel down and pretend to take off somebody's belt. The reason I bring this up is because VPSL is supposed to be the fun one. We're going to be working together with programming and venues. We have such a great staff here at U of A. And we're going to be planning and coordinating events such as that. The reason I bring this up is because in our first substage forum, the question was asked, how are we going to get more people to these events? And one answer was advertising. We need to advertise, we need to put posters up, we need to get more people aware so that they come in. But with advertising, the money spent to the amount of people coming in the door, it's not a straight line. The marginal increase to people coming in per dollar spent drops significantly the more you spend.
15 seconds.
So I'd rather see more money put into organizing events and having the word of mouth so somebody comes back the next year and say, hey, do you see that guy cuddling Boomer? We need to go see that next year. So if you'd like to see more cool events like that.
Thank you, Levi.
Hello everybody, my name is Kevin Wang, and I could be up here ranting off my platform points, which is what I'm going to do, but I suggest you all to go to my website instead, which other people have done as well, votekevinwangvpsl.com, and check out all the things I want to do. What I'm going to tell you about is why it is that I'm running. And it's because there are some legitimate concerns that have come up during my conversations, my one-on-ones, some of them with individuals here in the audience. For example, I've asked people about orientation and how they felt about it, and a lot of people said, I ditched because it wasn't informative enough, or I left because I felt like I couldn't make any friends. Well, I want to change that. I've talked with individuals who shared with me their own concerns about their mental health, how they have struggled, how they have watched others struggle and wanted to help. And I am going to change that. I've talked with individuals from residents associations about how they deal with evictions, unfair fees, and all these other issues like doubling of the Lister meal plan that was stopped earlier this year, and I want to change that. I have had conversations with people, and I know that these issues are real. I want to implement real changes, so I have already started on everything. I don't just want to be a dreamer of the night. I want to be a dreamer of the day and wake up to find that my dreams are real. Help me make my dreams real by voting
Thank you,
for
Kevin.
Hi. Cool. I'm Jordan Smale, and like Jessica said, I want to be your next VP Student Life. Let's get it out of the way quick. Head to my website, samayo2016.com. Check out why I'm running, check out why I'm the most qualified, check out why I'm the most passionate. At these forums and in my talks with students and stuff, we've talked a lot about residence issues and how to solve those situations. We talked a lot about mental health and providing solutions for students that'll actually change their situation. One thing I want to talk about today is SU relevancy. And I'm going to do this by telling you guys a really quick story. I grew up in Red Deer. Was a bit of a shit growing up. Didn't go to school much. Had a lot of fun. My older brother, when he graduated, he pursued a career in the oil and gas industry. My younger sister actually graduated high school a year early to pursue her dream of competing for Canada at the Olympic Games, which she's on track to do in 2020. And then there's me. I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do, so I took a year off and learned a lot about myself, learned a lot about sleeping until 11 o'clock and then playing video games. And then I learned that I wanted more. So I decided to come to the U of A and pursue a degree in education. And I hope you don't think that I'm pandering when I say that the second I walked onto campus, I felt like I was a part of something. From orientation to living in a residence to doing things, I felt like I was a part of something. And the fact that 22% of students vote in SU elections tells me that not everybody has the same experience as me. Not everybody is going to have the same experience as me, and that's fine. But I want to work to create more.
Hello everyone, my name is Francesca and I'm running to be your next VP Student Life. I'm running today because someone told me I could do it. Someone believed in me, someone empowered me, and that's exactly what I want to do as your VPSO. I want to empower students and student organizations that know their capabilities but need that push, that encouragement. And that's what I want to implement my Student Initiative Project, or SIP, which will ensure that the SU is here to uplift student events and major projects that students actually came up with the ideas for. I want to advocate for student autonomy because right now students are losing agency over some very important aspects of their student life. For instance, if there's any dispute right now, students are increasingly forced to appeal to the same administrators that they are in dispute with. So they're losing fair avenues for a fair appeal, and that's unacceptable. I want to make sure that, from student group management to resident associations, that I stand for student representation. But I know that in order for our students to take initiative, they need to be well equipped, they need to be in good mental health.
15 seconds.
So what I want to do is make sure that our mental health services are accessible and efficient, from international students to catering to all different faculty associations. On March 2nd and 3rd, you have the power to vote for any one of us to represent you.
Hello, bonjour everybody. My name is Colin Champagne and I want to be your next Board of Governors representative. If you've heard my speech before, you know what I'm about to say. Who else here knows what a Board of Governors representative is? Yeah, a few people, not bad. But a lot of people don't, and that's the problem. We have this house here at the university, but we only have the roof, a roof of representation. But our foundation, the students, don't know what the house is doing, what the roof is doing. My poster says actively keeping students in the game, but what does that mean? Well, right now we have a game. It's sometimes fun, it can be incredibly rewarding, but it's really tough. It's got a lot of obstacles, and they're not the same across every faculty. Not every student faces the same problems. That's why everybody needs to be aware that we have representation on the board. That we have someone there on the board where tuition is being decided, new buildings are being decided, residence policies are being decided. We need students to be aware of that so that they can contribute, so that they can play in the game. Because if we don't, they'll talk for us. We can have representation, but if students aren't aware of what's going on, the decisions are going to be made without us having any say in it. It's important, it's crucial even, that we learn about this. That's what I want to bring. Active transparency, new ways to inform people, and defining the position. On March 2nd and 3rd, vote for Champagne. Thank you very much, guys.
Hi everyone, so my name is Beth and I'm the Gateway's Executive Director, and this year the Gateway is asking its mandatory plebiscite question, and what it is, pretty much the basis of it, is asking whether or not students wish to continue paying the current $3.39 fee that you currently pay. So we're not asking for a fee increase or anything like that, we're just trying to encourage you to vote yes to keep continuing paying the fee that you currently are. So you're probably wondering why this is important for the average student. Well, it's very, very important. The stuff that our student journalists do on campus, it matters for every single student that comes to the U of A. We're the only media outlet that reports on every single level of the U of A's governance bodies, and what this does for you guys is it adds a level of accountability and transparency to all the decisions that they make. The other really important reason why students should care about the Gateway is we're the only resource that gives students a voice and a space to tell their story. For example, back in December, a refugee student came over to the U of A on President Turpin's scholarship, and we were able to do a really good in-depth feature on his experience, and it was one of our most viewed stories of the year.
15 seconds?
Yeah, vote yes for the Gateway, visit our website, visit our Facebook page, yesgateway.com, and vote yes on Wednesday and Thursday. Thank you.